The shoes sitting by your front door right now, the comfortable, cushioned, supportive ones you were told are good for you, may be one of the biggest reasons your balance has quietly gotten worse. Here is a number that should stop you. When researchers tracked which shoes older adults were wearing when they fell, the people in shoes with a raised heel, even a modest 1-inch heel, fell at nearly twice the rate of those in flat, firm shoes, nearly double, from a heel most people would call small. I know how the standard advice sounds. For 30 years, it's been the same. As you get older, get a thicker sole, more cushion, more support. It feels safer. It feels kinder to tired feet. And in a number of ways, it is doing the opposite of what you think. In the last video, we talked about the 90-millisecond reflex, the automatic step your body fires to catch you before you fall. And I promised you that what's on your feet is quietly destroying that reflex. This is that video. Here's the part no shoe salesman will ever tell you. Your foot is not just a platform you stand on. It is one of the most sensitive sensory instruments in your entire body, packed with thousands of nerve endings, whose only job is to tell your brain, instant by instant, exactly where you are and how you're balanced. A thick, soft, cushioned sole sits between those sensors and the ground like a thick winter glove over your fingertips. And just like that glove, it makes you clumsy. Not because your body failed, but because you muffled the signal. Researchers have measured this directly. Put older adults in shoes with soft, thick soles, and their balance gets measurably worse than in firm, thin soles, and worse still on the surfaces that matter, like wet or uneven ground. Same person, same legs, same nervous system. The only thing that changed was the sole under their feet. So today I'm going to show you exactly how your everyday shoes blunt your balance, and 4 things you can start this week to give your feet their senses back. Safely, gradually, at any age. Stay with me because the 4th one is the one physical therapists use and almost nobody at home has heard of. Let's start by retiring a piece of advice you probably heard your whole life. As you age, wear supportive cushioned shoes. It sounds obviously correct. More cushion, less impact. More support, less wobble. But think about what support actually does. A highly cushioned, structured shoe takes over the work your foot is supposed to do. The arch support holds your arch up so your arch muscles don't have to. The thick heel absorbs the ground so your ankle never learns to. The stiff sole stops your foot from bending, so the dozens of small muscles inside your foot stop being asked to move at all. And here's the rule your body lives by. The same rule from every video on this channel. What you don't use, you lose. Hold a joint still long enough and it stiffens. Let a muscle rest long enough and it weakens. Support a foot completely enough, for long enough, and the foot quietly stops being able to support itself. You didn't get a weak foot by accident. In a sense, you bought one. A little more with every extra cushioned pair. There's a second problem, and it's the one that matters most for falling. A thick, soft sole doesn't just weaken the foot, it blinds it. Every time your weight shifts even slightly, the pressure across the bottom of your foot changes, and sensors in your sole report that change to your brain in a fraction of a second. That constant stream of information is how your body knows you're starting to tip before you consciously feel it. Soft foam compresses and spreads that pressure out, smearing the signal. Your brain gets a blurry photograph instead of a sharp one, and it makes its corrections late. There's a third issue, and it's pure physics, height and softness together. The taller and softer the sole, the further your foot sits from the ground, and the more your ankle rocks on top of an unstable cushion, like trying to stand still on a mattress. That's exactly why the research keeps finding the same thing. Soft, elevated soles produce an unstable support surface and impair balance, while firm, low, slip-resistant soles steady you, especially on wet or irregular ground, which is precisely where real falls happen. Now, I want to be fair because there is a flip side. A barefoot or a sock on a slick floor is not the answer either. And we'll cover that carefully near the end, because it's a real risk. The point of this chapter isn't shoes bad, it's that the goal was wrong. The goal was never maximum cushion. The goal is a foot that can feel, move, and respond, inside a shoe that protects it without putting it to sleep. So let's look at how that foot actually works, because once you understand it, all 4 fixes will make complete sense. Take your shoe off for a second and look at the bottom of your foot. It doesn't look like much, but underneath that skin sit thousands of tiny sensors, mechanoreceptors, that respond to pressure, stretch, and texture. They're most densely packed across your heel, the ball of your foot, and your toes. Their entire job is to answer one question hundreds of times a second: where's my weight right now? This is part of a system called the proprioception, your body's internal sense of its own position. We covered it in the very first video as one of the 2 root causes of falls. Your eyes help, your inner ear helps, but when you're standing and walking, an enormous share of your balance information comes straight up from the soles of your feet. Researchers can actually dull those foot sensors in the lab, cool them, or stand people on foam, and watch balance fall apart almost immediately. Your everyday cushioned shoe is a gentler, all-day version of that same experiment. Now here's how that connects to the reflex we trained last time. When your foot sensors detect that your weight is sliding past the safe edge, that signal races up to your spinal cord and triggers the reactive step, the fast automatic catch, often before your conscious brain has even caught up. The whole chain depends on the first link: clear information from the foot. Blur that first signal and the reflex fires late, or weak, or not at all. A muffled foot is a slow reflex. A slow reflex is a fall. Everything we built in the last video is sitting on top of this one. 3 things about modern shoes attack this system specifically. Remember them, because the fixes map directly onto them. First, cushioning. We covered it. Soft foam softens and smears the pressure signal your brain needs. Second, the raised heel. Most shoes, even ones you'd call flat, sit your heel higher than your toes. That's the feature the fall research keeps flagging, the one tied to nearly double the fall risk at just an inch. Over years, an elevated heel also quietly shortens your calf and Achilles and tips your weight forward, changing how your whole foot reads the ground. Third, the narrow toe box. Look at the shape of most shoes, then look at the shape of a bare foot. The shoe squeezes your toes into a point, but your toes are meant to splay out when you balance. They're your foot's outriggers, the way a tightrope walker uses a long pole. Bind them together for decades, and they stop being able to spread and grip at the exact moment you need them most. So here's the picture. A strong, sensitive, mobile foot is a balance organ, maybe your most important one for staying upright. A weak, numb, squeezed foot is a liability you strap on every morning without thinking. And the good news, the through line of everything on this channel, is that the foot, like the nervous system, responds to training at any age. You can wake these sensors back up. You can rebuild these muscles. The studies show it happening in weeks, not years. Let me show you how, starting with the simplest thing in the world. The first fix costs nothing, and you can start it in the next 10 minutes. Deliberate, sheer, safe, barefoot time. Why it works in one sentence: removing the cushion lets your foot's pressure sensors receive a sharp, full-strength signal again, and your brain rebuilds its map of the foot the moment you start feeding it real information. Here's how to do it safely, and please follow the levels in order. Do not skip ahead. Level 1, stand and feel. In bare feet or thin socks, stand on a firm, dry floor next to a kitchen counter or a sturdy chair. Rest your fingertips on it for safety. Now simply pay attention to your feet. Rock your weight slowly forward onto the balls of your feet, then back onto your heels, then gently side to side, exploring how the pressure moves across your soles. You're not exercising hard. You're reintroducing your brain to the floor. 2 minutes once a day, that's it to start. Level 2, barefoot walking on safe ground. Once standing feels steady, walk barefoot around your home for a few minutes a day, on surfaces you know are clear, dry, and flat. Feel the floor change under your feet as you move from carpet to wood to tile. That changing texture is exactly the input your sensors have been starved of. Keep a hand near walls and furniture as you go. Level 3, eyes closed standing. Back at your counter, fingertips resting for safety. Stand barefoot and gently close your eyes for just a few seconds at a time. With your vision switched off, your brain is forced to listen harder to your feet. The same sensory reweighting trick we used with the reflex drills, and it is powerful. Build from 5 seconds toward 20. Only progress here once levels 1 and 2 feel completely steady. A common mistake here is doing too much, too soon, out of enthusiasm. An hour of barefoot walking on day 1 will just leave you sore and discouraged. A few honest minutes a day, every day, beats a marathon once a week, and one more time because it matters. Barefoot does not mean reckless. It means controlled, on safe surfaces, with support within reach. We'll cover exactly who should be cautious near the end, so stay with me to that part before you change anything. Waking the sensors up is step 1. Step 2 is rebuilding the muscles that thick shoes have been doing the work for. Your foot has dozens of small muscles, the intrinsic foot muscles, and most adults over 60 haven't actively used them in years. Here's the encouraging part. When people start using their feet again, those muscles come back fast. In studies, simply spending time in minimal footwear or doing targeted foot exercises increased foot strength by anywhere from 9 to over 50% in a matter of months. Your feet are not too old to change. They've just been on a very long vacation. Why it works? In one sentence, stronger intrinsic foot muscles give you a real active arch and toes that can grip and splay, turning your foot back into a stable, responsive base instead of a passive lump inside a shoe. Level 1, toe splay. Sitting or standing, try to spread your toes apart, fan them out wide, then relax. It will feel almost impossible at first. That's the point, and it's the proof you needed this. Do 10 slow spreads. If the toes won't move on their own yet, help them apart gently with your fingers and let your brain relearn the motion. Within a couple of weeks, they start listening. Level 2, the short foot. This is the one physical therapists love most. Standing, without curling your toes under, gently try to draw the ball of your foot toward your heel, doming and raising your arch slightly, like making your foot a little shorter. Hold for a few seconds, then release, 5 to 10 times per foot. It is subtle and easy to do wrong by just scrunching your toes. Keep the toes long and flat, and let the work happen in the arch. Done right, you'll feel muscles in the bottom of your foot switch on for the first time in years. Level 3, towel scrunch and toe lifts. Place a small towel flat on the floor and using only your toes, scrunch it towards you, then push it back out. Then practice lifting just your big toe while the other 4 stay down. And then the reverse, big toe down and the others up. This rebuilds the independent toe control that keeps you balanced on uneven ground and helps you push off cleanly when you walk. Do these most days of the week. They take 5 minutes, and you can do them while the kettle boils. Like every exercise on this channel, the muscle responds to being asked, and because we ignore our feet so completely, they often improve faster than people expect, which makes this one of the most rewarding things you can train. Now, the shoes themselves. I'm not going to tell you to go barefoot through life. You need shoes for protection, and for the times barefoot isn't safe. The real question is which shoes, and how to change without hurting yourself. Why it works. In one sentence, a shoe that is thin, flexible, flat, and wide protects your foot from hazards while still letting it feel the ground and move naturally. So you keep the protection and get your balance information back. When researchers put people with a history of falls into simple minimal shoes, their stability and mobility actually improved compared to their bulky everyday pairs. When you next shop, run any shoe through 4 quick tests. You can do all 4 right there in the store. 1, the bend test. Hold the shoe at the heel and the toe and try to bend it. A good shoe flexes easily right where the ball of your foot flexes. If it's stiff as a plank, your foot simply can't move inside it. 2, the twist test. Hold the shoe at both ends and try to wring it like a wet towel. It should have some give, A sole that won't twist at all locks your foot into one rigid shape. 3. The flat test. Set the shoe on a table and look at it from the side. Is the heel jacked up well above the toe? You want the sole close to level. Heel and toe at nearly the same height. Remember the research. Even a 1-inch heel was tied to nearly double the fall risk. 4. The toe box test. Look at the front of the shoe. Is it wide and rounded, shaped like an actual foot, or squeezed to a fashionable point? Your toes need room to spread and do their outrigger job. Now the safety part, and this is essential. Transition slowly. If you've worn thick, supportive, heeled shoes for decades, your feet, calves, and Achilles have all adapted to them. Switching to flat, thin shoes overnight is a genuine way to give yourself heel pain or a calf strain. So ease in. Wear the new flexible shoes for an hour a day at first, on flat indoor ground, and build up over several weeks. Let a little soreness guide you. Mild is normal as muscles wake up. Sharp pain is a stop sign. We are gently undoing 30 years of habit. Give it a season, not a weekend. Here's the 4th fix. The one most people at home have never heard of, but physical therapists use constantly. Deliberately training your balance on varied textured surfaces, with your feet awake enough to feel them. Why it works in one sentence. A smooth, flat floor gives your foot sensors almost nothing to read, while a textured or slightly uneven surface floods them with rich information, sharpening your proprioception faster than flat ground practice ever can. And it trains you for the real world, which is full of uneven ground. Level 1, textured standing. Place a textured mat by your counter. A bath mat with raised nubs works perfectly, or even a thick folded towel. Stand on it barefoot, fingertips resting on the counter for safety, for 30 to 60 seconds. Let your feet feel the texture and make their constant small corrections. You may notice your feet working. That's the system switching back on. Level 2, surface changes. Still barefoot and near support, step slowly from your firm floor onto the textured mat and back again, pausing to balance on each surface for a few seconds. Every transition forces your sensors to reread the ground from scratch, which is exactly the skill that saves you when a sidewalk turns to grass, or a rug meets a wood floor. Level 3, textured plus a gentle challenge. Once level 2 is genuinely easy, add one small challenge while standing on the textured surface. Slowly turning your head side to side as if looking for a street sign, or briefly closing your eyes, fingertips still resting on the counter. This stacks a balanced demand on top of rich sensory input, which is how the nervous system is pushed to improve. Progress here only when everything before it is rock solid. And here's the payoff for following this whole series. Combine the surface work with the reactive step drills from the last video. On feet you've woken up and rebuilt, and you're training the entire chain at once. Sharp signal from the foot, fast reflex from the nervous system, strong base to land on. That is how real durable balance is actually built. Not from a softer shoe, from a better foot. Before you change a single thing, this matters, so please listen closely. Everything today assumes your feet can feel. For most people that's true, but if you have diabetes, peripheral neuropathy, or any numbness or reduced sensation in your feet, the rules change completely. If you cannot reliably feel the floor, going barefoot removes your protection without giving back the sensory benefit, and it raises your risk of unnoticed cuts and of stepping on something you can't feel. If that's you, do not start barefoot work without talking to your doctor or podiatrist first, and keep wearing protective footwear. There's one more thing, and it's the flip side I promised in the hook. Barefoot training is not the same as shuffling around the house in socks. Smooth socks on a smooth floor are genuinely slippery, and in the research, being in socks or stocking feet indoors is linked to a higher fall risk, not a lower one. So, do your barefoot work bare, on clean dry surfaces, near support. The rest of the time, wear your good flexible shoes or grippy non-slip socks. Never socks alone on a slick floor. The same caution applies if you have poor circulation, open wounds, or significant foot deformity. And for everyone, do this near support, on clean, dry surfaces, and transition to new footwear gradually. We are making you more stable, never less, so progress only at the pace your steadiness allows. If you're not sure which category you're in, that's a perfect specific question for your next appointment. Can I safely do barefoot balance work, or is the sensation in my feet reduced? So, your feet are sensory organs, your everyday shoes have been muffling them, and 4 simple practices: waking them up, rebuilding them, choosing shoes that let them feel, and training on surfaces that talk back, can give you back balance information you didn't even know you lost. If someone you love shuffles or has started to distrust their own feet, send them this video. It could be the small free change that keeps them on their feet. And here's what's coming next. You've now fixed your reflex and your feet. But there is one piece of advice almost every doctor still hands to older patients about balance. Advice that sounds responsible and is quietly making things worse. In the next video, I'll show you exactly what it is and what to do instead. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Senior Health Secrets. Science you can actually use.